Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the concept rotational EMF. The EMF induced between the ends of a conductor due to its rotation in a magnetic field is called rotational EMF. Now here, consider a magnetic field. Let B is the strength of the magnetic field, which is perpendicular to the plane of the board. Now in this magnetic field, we consider a conductor PQ of length L. Now this conductor is rotating about a point P like this in anti-clockwise direction at omega is the angular velocity of this rod. Now we are going to derive an expression for the induced EMF between P and Q points of a rod or between the ends of a rod. Now to calculate the EMF induced between the ends of a rod, now I am dividing this conductor into number of elements. In that consider one element of length dx at a distance x from point P. Now consider this element is moving with a velocity v in the magnetic field. Now when a conductor of length L moving in the magnetic field with a velocity v, now EMF induced between the ends of the conductor, the expression for the EMF induced between the ends of conductor is E is equal to BLV. Here L is the length of the conductor, V is the linear velocity, B is the magnetic field. Here also I am considering a small part of a conductor of length dx, thickness dx or length dx. Now this is at a distance, that element is at a distance x from the point P. Now consider this small element is moving with a velocity v in the magnetic field. Now EMF induced across the ends of the small elements. EMF induced in the small element of length dx d is equal to, now by using this expression I am writing B is the magnetic field, L is the length. Now what is the length here? Dx is the length, V is the linear velocity of this element. V is the linear velocity of this element. But we have the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. V is equal to r omega. Here r is the radius, omega is the angular velocity, V is the linear velocity. For example, see here, the rod PQ is rotating in the magnetic field. Here point P is fixed, about the point P the rod is rotating like this. Now every particle in the rod has a same angular velocity omega, but linear velocity of the particles, different particles in the rod have different linear velocities. Linear velocities are different, but angular velocity of every particle, consider one particle here, one particle here, one particle here. Angular velocity of any particle in this rod along the rod PQ has constant angular velocity, but linear velocity is different. Now we consider one particle of length dx, one small element of length dx at a distance x from the fixed point P. Now the linear velocity of this small element we can write as V is equal to r, and that means distance of that element from the fixed point x. Angular velocity of that element is omega. Angular velocity is same, but linear velocity different. Now V is equal to x omega. In the place of r I am taking x, V is equal to x omega. If we consider one element here, let distance of the element from the fixed point, let it be y. Now linear velocity of this element v is equal to y omega. Okay, here but we consider small element at distance x, therefore I am writing linear velocity v is equal to x omega. Now from this d is equal to b v dx. Okay, in the place of v I am writing x omega dx. bx b omega is equal to b omega x dx. This is the EMF induced across the small element due to its rotatory motion. But we need to calculate EMF induced between the ends of the conductor or across the ends of the conductor or between the ends of the conductor PQ. Between P and Q points, the induced EMF we have to calculate. Now for this EMF induced across PQ conductor, taking E is equal to integral of dE. EMF induced across the small element is dE, but we want to calculate EMF induced across the total conductor, therefore I am adding this EMF like this, integral of dE. Due to small element is dE. If there are here number of such small elements are there, due to one element is dE. Due to if we consider another element of same thickness here, EMF due to that is also dE. Like that, if we want to calculate total EMF due to across the conductor, means we have to add the EMFs produced by the small elements like this dE. But these elements are extended from, see here, P is the fixed point, Q is the end point. Now these elements are extended from fixed point to this end of the conductor, means from P to Q. Now what is the length of the P to Q? L is the length. Now the small elements of length dx are extended from, number of elements are there across the conductor. Now these small elements are extended along the length of the conductor from P to Q. Now consider P point is at origin. Now Q point, distance between P and Q points is what is the L? Therefore I am writing here the limits are 0 to L. We are integrating the EMFs produced by the small number of small elements, okay, that which are extended from 0 to L, means from P to Q. Now consider P as at origin, therefore P to Q means if you consider P is at origin, now L is at Q is at distance L from the origin, so I am writing 0 to L d. Here d means b omega x dx. Now take b omega outside, integral 0 to L x dx. Now from here b omega integral of x dx, formula x square by 2, 0 to L. Take half outside, half b omega x square in the place of x, write upper limit L square, minus in the place of x, write lower limit 0 square, L square minus 0 square, half BL square omega. This is the EMF induced between the ends of a conductor due to its rotatory motion. Omega is the angular velocity of the rod in the magnetic field. Okay. Therefore, the EMF induced between the ends. If the frequency of rotation is F, for example, the rod is making 10 revolutions per second, 20 revolutions per second, like that. If F is the frequency of rotation of the rod in the magnetic field, the EMF induced between the ends of the rod we can write 2 pi F. Here, omega is equal to 2 pi F. The unit of omega is radian per second. Unit of frequency is revolutions per second. This is the EMF induced between the ends of a conductor. Now, what is the direction of this induced EMF? This is the magnitude of the EMF between the ends. Okay. Now, what is the direction of this induced EMF? The direction of the induced EMF is given by right hand rule, Fleming's right hand rule. Stretch forefinger, middle finger, comma, thumb of right hand mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now the forefinger denotes the direction of magnetic field, thumb denotes the direction of the velocity, a direction of force, middle finger denotes the direction of the EMF or direction of the current, induced EMF or induced current in the conductor. Now see here, the magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the board. Now the rod is rotating like this, means thumb gives the direction of velocity. Now middle finger, this is the middle finger is there, middle finger is from Q to P, means the EMF is this is Q, this is P, the EMF is from Q to P. The direction of the EMF from Q to P. General EMF of a battery from negative, direction of the EMF of a battery from negative terminal to positive terminal. Now this is the direction of the EMF from Q to P. If you see here, Q is connected to negative terminal, P is connected to positive terminal of this source or otherwise EMF. Now from this we can say Q is at low potential, P is at high potential. Now potential difference between Q and P points or P and Q points, Vp minus Vq is equal to half Bl square omega. Nothing but potential difference between the ends of the rod. This is the direction of the EMF. This middle finger gives the direction of the induced EMF. EMF direction is always from negative terminal to positive terminal. Now if you consider a source like this, the direction of induced EMF is like this. The Q is connected to negative terminal of a source. You assume source here. P is connected to positive terminal. Therefore, P is at high potential comparing with Q. Okay, students. Next one example. Consider a magnetic field which is perpendicular to the plane of a board. Strength of the magnetic field, let it be B. Now a rod PQ is considered in a magnetic field. The length of the rod considered as L. Now the PQ rod is rotating in the magnetic field about a point O which is passing through the center of the rod. Now here the axis of rotation, the line passing through the center is called axis of rotation. About this, here pen shows the axis of rotation. Now about this axis the rod PQ is rotating like this. If Q rotates with the angular velocity omega, P also rotates with the angular velocity omega. I have already told every point in the conductor or every point in the conductor PQ has same angular velocity, but linear velocities are different. See here, now this is the axis passing through the fixed point, nothing but this is called axis of rotation. Now the question is, find the potential difference between P and Q points. P, Q points. Vp minus Vq is equal to how much? Now here, while we are going to calculate the EMF in rotational EMF, we have to consider first the axis of rotation, fixed point, and means we need to calculate rotational EMF about the fixed point or about the axis of rotation. Here the axis of rotation is there. Now EMF induced between O and Q points. Next, EMF induced between O and P points. We have to calculate 2 times here. Now, distance between O and Q is how much? L by 2. Distance between O and P also L by 2. Why? The O is the midpoint here. Now, EMF induced between O and Q points, let it be E1 half B. What is the length of OQ rod? L by 2 whole square omega. Now if you do this, you can get 1 by 8 Bl square omega. This is the EMF between O and Q points. induced across the rod between O and Q points. Now, what is the direction of this induced EMF E1? Now, again by using Fleming's right hand rule, in the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the board, perpendicular inwards to the plane of the board. Now, thumb shows the direction of velocity, Q is rotating like that, thumb shows direction of velocity. Now, middle finger, direction of induced EMF means the direction of induced EMF is like this. The EMF induced between O and Q points E1 is like this. From this we can understand Q is at low potential, O is at high potential. Therefore, VO minus VQ is equal to nothing but E1, that is equal to 1 by 8 BL square omega. Next, potential difference between O and P points, or otherwise EMF induced between O and P points, let it be E2. E2 is equal to half B. What is the length of OP part? L by 2, half B L by 2 whole square omega. Why? This P is also rotating with angular velocity omega. Now, from this also we can get 1 by 8 B L square omega. This is E2. The EMF induced between O and B points of a rod. Now, what is the direction of this induced EMF? Again, we are using Fleming's right hand rule. In the direction of magnetic field, put forefinger, the direction of velocity, thumb shows the direction of velocity. Now, middle finger shows the direction of induced EMF between P and O points. This is E2. See here. Direction of thumb is direction, shows direction of velocity. Now, middle finger gives the direction of induced EMF. EMF is from P to O, therefore P is at low potential, O is at high potential. This is the symbolization. Symbol is like this. E2. Now, if we see here, now from this we can say O is at high potential, P is at low potential. Therefore, VO minus VP is equal to 1 by 8 BL square omega. Now, if we observe this, for PO, OQ, O is common point. Potential difference between O and P, 1 by 8 BL square omega. Potential difference between O and Q also, 1 by 8 BL square omega. But here O is common. O is common. For example, O value 10 ankuri. Q, potential to O 10, potential to Q let be 5. 10 minus 5 volts is 5. Now, potential difference between O and P also same 5 ne. Andre here potential at P also must be 5 volts. You have to understand this one. Potential at point 2 let it be 10 volts. Potential at point Q let it be 5 volts. Now, potential difference between O and Q, 10 minus 5 how much? 5. This is the potential difference between O and P, O and Q points. Here also the potential difference between O and Q point, O and P points is also 5 volts. Note, potential difference between O and Q 1 by 8 BL square omega. O and P 1 by 8 BL square omega. Here potential difference between, if the potential difference between O and Q is, if we consider 5 volts, potential difference between O and P is also 5 volts. Now, consider O is at 10 volts. Now, P comma Q both are at 5 volts, 5 volts. Therefore, potential difference between P and Q points, Vp minus Vq is equal to how much? 0. This is one example, students. Now, which end is a type potential? P comma Q in these two ends, which is a type potential means the difference between the potentials is 0. That's why that potential at the 2 points must be same. Means the two ends P comma Q, the two ends are at the same potential, then only the difference will become 0. Now, which is a type potential, which is at low potential in P and Q ends, which is at high, which is at low means the both are at the same potential. That's why the difference is we are getting 0. Example 2. and the magnetic field which is perpendicular to the plane of the boat. Now this O is the, now rod PQ is rotating in this magnetic field, the angular velocity omega. The plane of rotation of the PQ rod is perpendicular to the magnetic field, means the magnetic field is perpendicular to plane of rotation. Here the PQ rod is rotating in the board plane, the magnetic field is perpendicular to the board plane. Now axis of rotation is passing through the point O here. The distance between P and O points L by 4. Now distance between O and Q points will become 3L by 4. Now with this question, what is the potential difference between P and Q points? Now first, EMF induced between O and Q. We need to calculate the rotational EMF from the fixed point, about the fixed point. Now this is the fixed point. Now the axis passing through this fixed point is called the axis of rotation. We need to calculate rotational EMF about the axis of rotation. Now potential difference between O and Q points. E1 and let it be E1, or EMF induced between O and Q points. Let it be E1 half B. What is the length of OQ? 3L by 4. Half BL square omega. L square omega. But L value 3L by 4. Half 3L by 4 whole square omega. Now from this we can write 9 by 32 BL square omega. 3 square 9. 4 square 16. 2 into 16 32. This is E1 value. Now what is the direction of this E1? Again we have to use Fleming's right hand rule. In the direction of magnetic field, put forefinger. In the direction of velocity, thumb. Now middle finger. This middle finger denotes the direction of EMF. Here EMF is from Q to P, means Q is at low potential, O is at, sorry, Q to O. Therefore Q is at low potential, O is at high potential. Therefore VO minus VQ is equal to nothing but E1 9 by 32 BL square omega. Similarly, the EMF induced between O and P points. O and P points. Now first let it be E2, that is E2 is equal to half B L square. L square means length of OP part. L by 4 is given. L by 4 whole square omega. Velocity is omega. Now if we do this, we can get 1 by 32 BL square omega. This is E2. The EMF induced between O and P points. Now what is the direction of this E2? The direction of the E2 is given by, again, Fleming's right hand rule. Magnetic field inwards, the rod is moving downside. Now this middle finger shows the direction of EMF. Now between P and O points, the EMF is directed from P to O. Means here P is at low potential, Q is at, O is at high potential. Means VO minus VP is equal to nothing but E2 is equal to 1 by 32 BL square omega. Now from this we can say which is at high potential, which is at low potential. Now Vp minus Vq we need to calculate. Vp minus Vq is equal to, I am writing like this. Let be E1, let be this equation as 2. Do 1 minus 2. VO minus VQ minus of VO minus VP. Doing 1 minus 2. VO minus VQ minus of VO minus VP is equal to VO minus VQ value 9 by 32 BL square omega. VO minus VP minus 1 by 32 BL square omega. Now VO minus VO cancel. Minus VQ minus of minus plus. We can get Vp minus Vq here is equal to 8/32 PL square omega. Therefore, Vp minus Vq is equal to 1/4 PL square omega. The potential difference between P and Q points. Now, from all these above, we can tell P is at high potential, Q is at a low potential. Therefore, Vp minus Vq is equal to, we can get positive value means P is at a high potential, the end Q is at a low potential. This is about the rotational EMFs.